Fun fact, you can't play as her in this game because today we're playing Sonic Rush from 2005. This is a game that was developed by Dimps. We previously talked about Dimps when we mapped out Sonic Advanced, and one of my previous months that I controlled. That's the only reason we did it. And we're back again to talk about another Dimps game. This is actually the fourth game Dimps developed in the Sonic 2D platformer line after Advance 2 and 3, which we have not talked about yet. So we are skipping forward a little bit, but this is the first entry on the DS. 2005 is pretty early for the DS, and I'm going to go on a limb and say that today is going to be a really divisive episode. So
why? You don't even know what I think of it.
I know not just amongst us, just amongst Sonic fans.
Okay.
Well, we did catch heat recently with a Sonic clip.
Yeah.
So.
2005 is smack dab in the quote-unquote dark era of Sonic. This is like right before 06. This is during Shadow the Hedgehog. This is like when shit's hitting the fan. So a lot of people view anything around this time.
Clarify, what are the eras of Sonic? Adjectively.
Sure. So there's the
90s.
Yeah, there's the classic era of Sonic, which is obviously Sonic 1 through like the Saturn stuff, probably.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You can group some of the Saturn stuff in there. So basically Genesis and Saturn games. There's the adventure era of Sonic, which is the Dreamcast and like Heroes and technically Shadow, but like those games. And then there's the Dark Age of Sonic, which is anything from 2005 up through about 2009 is around when Colors came out. And so people group all the games in that time period to be the Dark Age of Sonic. And then there's like the modern era, which was like 2009 to, I want to say it was probably when Boom came out. And then we're in whatever era we're in now. I don't know what they're calling this one. The ironic era. I have no clue. Or like the nostalgic era. I have no.
Sonic the ironic. I love it.
Sonic the
ironic. Also, I love that Colors is in the dark era.
It's the end because that's when like people were like, "Hey, this game's actually pretty good." And then like
it's when they brought color to it.
Yeah,
the other games were black and white. People don't remember that.
Yeah, back in our day, our CRTs didn't have color. That's not true.
It's very true. It's the only.
But you know, speaking of black and white, people seem to think of Sonic in that black and white way of just thinking like there are just these eras that are, you know, everything from this era is great, everything from this era sucks, and that's not the way it is. And today we're going to talk about that with today's topic, Sonic Rush.
Where do you stand actually before we go? Unlike the dark eras and all these eras.
Clarify. What do you mean, like where I stand?
Well, I don't know. Like what? So you're a Sonic fan. You're the biggest Sonic fan of all of us. What do you think is the best and worst era of Sonic?
That's tough. I would say the worst era is probably like we're sort of in a new era now with the like Frontiers and stuff, and like the movies kind of like regenerate the franchise. So basically, like my least favorite era of Sonic, even though one of my favorite games came out during this time period, oddly enough, is anything from like 2014, which is the Boom era, up through I'm gonna say like 2019-ish, 2020, somewhere around there. It's like Boom and Forces and there were some other ones, but my favorite game Mania came out during that time period. But a lot of the other games during that time period were just kind of, I don't know, lackluster. They seem like they were more just made to be products, you know, instead of games. So that's my least favorite, for sure. Favorite? I don't know, man. It's probably Adventure. That's when I got into it, you know. So I'm kind of nostalgic for that. So
I err towards the classic era. Maybe it could be nostalgia's sake, you know, just growing up with it. But I still go back and replay like all of those even today. And then least favorite. See, I go towards that like middle dark ages era just because there's like nothing there that speaks to me as much as like even in that Mania era, Mania was huge and it was a big deal. And I played it a couple times and I enjoy it, and I can always get some kind of enjoyment out of it. Plus, that speaks to my interest in the classic era.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't strike you as somebody that's like, hey, I want to play Sonic and the Black Knight. Should we even
Spencer, as an outsider, where do you stand on this debacle? Are you with Terry?
I'm with Terry. I'm a Terry fan on this one. This
You haven't enjoyed any of them?
I mean, Sonic Mania was fine. It was good. It has things that are staples of Sonic that I just think are absolute dog shit, but it wasn't the worst game I've ever played. It had redeeming qualities to it, so I admire that. I mean, the Sonic games we've played on here, luckily, have been okay, but they just all involve the Sonic gameplay that I generally despise. So nothing.
Do you have a particular Sonic that you despise, like a specific game that was just so bad for you?
Not really.
Adventure?
No. I never played Adventure. I think I played it for like 5 minutes because Eric told me to.
Okay.
I have nothing specific. Just every game I played, it's like, I mean, I'm sure we'll get into it when we talk about Sonic Rush.
Okay.
Stick around for my controversial.
Welcome all you Sonic fans out there. Those of you who like them, those of you who don't, just welcome. And we have a host of opinions here, so yours is equally welcome, I guess.
Yeah, when it comes to Sonic, we do have like the most diverse set of opinions here.
We should market more towards that. The most diverse set of opinions of Sonic games.
I mean, because like between the three of us, between the three hosts, like Spencer doesn't like Sonic mainly at all. I enjoy Sonic, even some of the stuff that's in the Dark Era, and Teddy airs more towards the classic stuff, so he's kind of in that camp. So it's it's three very, very different ways to view this blue hedgehog. So, and you know what? When Teddy mentioned it, we got some fucking feedback from that Teddy's review of Unleashed, which was the thing that happened.
YouTube is a different beast.
Yeah, but whatever. I like that game. It's fine.
Hey, controversial opinion. I guess uncontroversial opinion. I do too.
I think everybody in that video liked that game too. Jesus Christ! I think your opinions were very uncontroversial, which makes the controversy around the video so confusing.
Yeah.
All it takes is a title and a thumbnail.
A thumbnail. Yeah, it was the title and a thumbnail. It killed it. That's it. Struck a nerve.